Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the match that you've all been waiting for. This is the eISL, of course, powered by Coca-Cola. Before we have this event started, a huge shout out to our associate sponsor, Hero, our esports partners, Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, and our digital collectible partners, Terra Virtua. Joining along with me is Azim, and it's Chennaiyin FC going up against Bengaluru FC. Such a crucial matchup, especially for the latter. How do you think it's going to pan out?
Well, it's a huge game for both teams
Yeah.
because Chennai and FC, I mean, if they lose, could be a big problem for them and could see them falling out of the top four as
Oh.
well and losing out on that massive prize pool that everyone's fighting for. Of course, it is a huge prize pool of 78 lakh rupees. And of course, the winner can take away a nice hefty chunk, 15 lakh rupees of that. And of course, the top four teams will be paid out from the prize pool. And there is the additional incentive of the MVP award, of which you get a 4 lakh rupee prize and that personalized NFT by Terra Virtua.
Oh yeah, that is something that I really am looking forward to. But before we get things started, a quick look at the leaderboard is absolute must. And there you can see SC Bengal still on the tippity top, but Chennai and FC on the second point with 31 points over here. And taking a look at Bengaluru FC, they've played 15 games, mind you, and they're at 24. So of course, they would want to close in the gap. Northeast United FC, they're close competitors. So if they win this game with one game in hand, they're going to make it to 27. But it's not going to be that easy, right? Because it's against Chennai FC. And from what I can recollect, talking about the past matchup, it was quite a convincing win for Chennai FC. The moment they were on the tippity top, they were feeling it, winning every single game like they should have. But now let's take a look if there's any change in the matchups, because last time we had the usual one, Shagnik against Saranch, and this time also Shagnik against Saranch and Naveen against Warsi is what we see. It's just the order that has been up and down a little bit.
Yeah, and you would have to say that momentum is with Bengaluru FC right now. They've really found their form. As they say, they keep saying we're taking it one match at a time. We're just going to do our job and not think about other people. Northeast United FC, the boys have been playing a little bit of mind games, saying the pressure is not on us, the pressure is on everyone else. And it's going to be interesting because Bengaluru FC, I think they're in a pretty good position if they win this game, considering that Northeast United FC and FC Goa still have to play each other. So at least one of those teams is going to drop points, if not both. So we see the head-to-head, of course, Chennai and FC, the top scorers in the eISL so far. And if you look at the previous matchups, it was an absolute thrashing, you would have to say. Chennai and FC really got the job done. Close match between Saranch and Sagnik, but then after that it was 1-4. Warsi not quite on top of his game that day. Naveen at the peak of his form, getting those 4 goals, and the co-op was a bit of a formality.
All of our favorite players in the studio right here, right? We love Bengaluru FC. They're always smiling, always chilled. And there you have Naveen. Always, never lets that smile go. Sometimes Saranch, it's just Saranch when he starts getting inside the game. That is where you completely see a paradigm shift with him. He's as if he's entered a whole different parallel dimension, a whole different level of concentration. But before the match, after the match, he's all in smiles. Because of course, more often than not, he's been winning his games. There was that little bit of a run where he was getting a few losses, few draws. Very few players have managed to beat this big man, and there you have it. But now for what we have, it's Naveen against Warsi. This is going to be redemption time for Warsi, right? Earlier on, there were a few hiccups in his plays when Naveen was on absolute fire. But I think this is the perfect time to attack Naveen and grab a win and steal it away from him, because Naveen has been dealing with that run of luck lately. He's been getting a lot of draws. He's been winning a couple of games lately, but we haven't really found that consistency with which Naveen really started off. So Varsi, on the other hand, has been one of those players that has really lived up to his name, right? One of the experienced players in the community. We have seen him play in multiple previous tournaments as well, along with Naveen. So the 4 players that are coming into play are not newbies, right? They're not the ones playing at a tournament at a major league stage for the first time. They are veterans. They know what they've got to do to achieve the win. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, finally we're up with the game. We do have the boys from Chennaiyin FC from left to right in their blues, and there you have it, Bengaluru FC in their white from right to left. So, of course, right from the very start, Varsi would be wanting to score that first goal in, because last time he went up against Naveen, it was a 4-1 loss. And Bengaluru
Yeah.
FC fans would be expecting them to make something happen in this Southern derby.
Yeah, definitely. It is a derby game, of course. The it's a very interesting kind of matchup of here. You could say it's almost like a Tamil Nadu derby in that sense, where Bengaluru is technically part of two states. Let's not get into geography over here. Let's just get straight into the game. And for those of you who are part of that NFT ecosystem, you can get your animated team mascot worth $19.99 for free. Just head over to terravirtua.io/ISL and grab an NFT of your choice, whichever team you prefer. And well, Chennai and FC, they've been the ones that have been consistent all through this tournament, but off late, little bit inconsistent, a little bit of chinks showing in their armor, and well, trying over there to find that ball in, and it's going to be an early corner for Chennai and FC and Naveen. Let's see if he can do something with it. Varsi in his camera looking like, oh, and he's conceded the goal from the corner. Very, very straightforward routine, and you would usually expect CR7 to be winning that header, but no, it's R9, Ronaldo Nazario, the phenomenon, gets that goal in, and Naveen, a simple set piece routine. And well, Varsi will feel a little aggrieved that his keeper didn't do more there.
Yeah, I mean, rattled off from the very start. And yeah, of course, I mean, these are the kind of saves that you would expect your goalkeeper to make at the very least. We have seen far better saves, such shots which you would ideally anticipate are going in 100% have been denied by these keepers. And a lot of players have had to deal with the brunt of it. Lately, we just saw Czech making sure that he kept everything in check. But now, with Mbappe, he's one of making he's got that intention at least to try and score something, but this is not good signs. This is not good signs for Bengaluru FC considering the situation that they're in. However, looking for that cutback, could not find that, but Hakimi making sure he deals with this attack, and now Chennai FC back on the counter attack.
Yeah, Chennai and FC for them, I think it's very crucial to get this win today. I think a win today all but confirms that they will make it to the top four because all the teams around them, of course, they will have to play FC Goa as well, but FC Goa also has to play a couple of the other teams around them. So still lots of permutations, combinations, but a huge game for both teams today. I think it will be a big step towards the top four for both of them. And now Varsi making a big step towards the goal, but just offside.
Hmm. I mean, this is still vital signs for Varsi right now because considering what just happened in that uh, in just a couple of minutes ago, right? It was something really unanticipated, conceding the first goal in like that. Because let's be honest, it applies that extra bit of pressure on you. Whoever concedes first, then you've got that mentality back in mind. You've got to make a comeback, and you tend to make a few silly mistakes that you would ideally not make. So for Varsi, it's going to be really important to find that equalizer, and he's on the path to do the same. With Ronaldo has a successful chance to go for the
Oh,
shot, does go in, but has been saved in by Peter Schmeichel. With Mbappe, passes on towards Eusebio, will get that turn, and finally
oh
does go.
yes.
And Varsi there with the comeback, and it's the equalizer, much needed for Bengaluru FC, and scores it in fashion.
Yeah, brilliant composure there from Varsi. Didn't let the fact that he had sort of messed up the chance initially get to him. Maybe he could have gone for a chip in the first occasion, but eventually did not matter. Kept his calm, kept his cool, and then managed to just rattle that shot into the top corner, and we're right back level where we started. And of course, the last time these two teams met, it was Varsi who took the lead and then ended up losing the match 4-1. So maybe the signs are good for him considering that he didn't take the lead this time and he's already made his comeback.
Yeah, he certainly has, and this is really good for Bengaluru FC, right? Especially look at him. Ideally, a lot of players sort of panic in this situation in the final thirds, wondering sometimes overpassing, sometimes timing the shot wrong. He kept his cool, he kept his calm, and that's cool Watsi for you, right? This is exactly Bengaluru FC what they needed at this point for Varsi to make a comeback in. And before the halftime, I think we're sort of anticipating either of these players, right, to get a lead, right? And that is what their intention will be. Varsi, I think, after conceding that one goal, had really kept himself on the toes, and he was waiting for his opportunity. But at the same time, we've seen Varsi really being very sound on his defense, right? And he has done a good job at it. The only goal that he conceded was through a corner. So he still maintained that sort of a decorum, that sort of a discipline. We've got to see this time with Eusebio. Naveen is going to want to look for an opening, but a cheap giveaway from Naveen's side, not really anticipated. And Varsi takes that with open arms.
Yeah, and it's so interesting. This entire tie is so fascinating because all four players, if you look at them, I mean, there's no real weakness that you can point out in any player's game. I think it's just who is the better player on the day, who has that little slice of fortune, who makes the least mistakes. Because all these four players, I think they're so balanced, so evenly matched. And now Varsi making his way into the box, twisting and turning with Eusebio, couldn't quite run through the giant frame of Root Hullet over there. You could see the size difference between those two players. Absolutely laughable at times to think that Eusebio tried to run through him. But it's a evenly poised game at the moment. I think apart from the one corner routine, Naveen hasn't created that much. And it's generally been Varsi doing most of the threatening, but that would all change here. Rushing out over there with Marquinhos to win that ball back, and now looking for the swift counter. Nobody really up ahead, but he still finds that ball through Ronaldo. He's got Eusebio running into the box as well, but getting bullied off the ball there by two defenders, Cancelo and Ruben Diaz, of course, both the Manchester City players. Lovely bit of skill there from Eusebio, and now finding CR7 into that box. Will he look for another crossing opportunity? Will he go for that shot? Finds Mbappe. Almost worked the shooting opportunity, but it is eventually cleared by Varsi.
Yeah, really good end-to-end football by these two boys, and we know from minute one this is going to be exciting. This is exactly what the fans are here for. And initially, early on, we did see Naveen getting the first goal in with Ronaldo receiving the header, not the occasional CR7, but the R9 finding success. And this is one piece where you could see Varsi a little bit baffled by what happened, but really knew that he can't be stunned for too long, right? He needs to put his heads inside the game. It's just that one goal deficit, and so look at this composure from his side. Clearly, buying enough time, making sure he had good control inside the box. He did everything right, and then we saw even Naveen creating a few chances, but. Yeah, with Saranch on your side, sometimes it's such a relief, and sometimes it's just a pressure because you've got he's one of the best, right? That's something that we all know. We've said that on multiple accounts, and sometimes it's there, right? You to match up to his expectations, to live up to your teammate, right? So I do not know if Naveen ever feels that, but if I were beside Saranch, I'd be literally wetting my pants. I would have wet my pants every single game, thinking what would Saranch do, what would Saranch feel, am I letting him down? But I think from what the conversation we've had with Naveen regarding that, he said that he's a pretty chill guy, always smiling. So I think that's a good added plus for Chennaiyin FC. But back on with the second half, Azim. Now, where do we think that we're heading in? Who do you think is going to score the next one?
So I think it's going to be very tight, very cagey. I don't think either of these players are going to take any massive risks right now because there is so much at stake. Naveen, you can see the intense focus on both of their faces. Varsi looks like he's doing a little bit of Mickey Mouse cosplay for this game with his outfit and the headphones sticking out like ears. But yeah, nice new style statements. Gamers tend to do this, right? They tend to be hoodies are a part. Like if you don't own a hoodie, are you even a gamer?
Yeah.
That's the question. But anyway, back to the game at hand. It's a tight midfield battle at the moment, and I don't expect there to be too many goals in this game. It generally feels like the kind of game where that second goal could win it for either player. And Naveen looking to get that goal with the Marseille Roulette.
Oh.
Ruben Diaz there, last ditch tackle from Varsi to win that ball back. Now he'll look on that counter attack. Doesn't have too many options. He is playing that 4-2-4 wide formation, which does limit the amount of passing you can do in the middle of the park. You really have to be forced to use that width over there. Otherwise, you don't have an opportunity. But this is an opportunity for Varsi. Could have actually played on Eusebio just a little earlier if he'd spotted him, but not quite. Now with R9, big opportunity. Ball
No
roll
way.
turn. One trick too many, and the ball in the hands of the keeper.
Yeah, I think this is gonna haunt Varsi because I really felt that is the point where he could have really gone in for a shot with even his left foot, right? Could have done so much more, but completely just giving up on that chance. You do not get to get such openings against Naveen quite often, and you've got to deliver, and that's maybe going to be one of the reasons why Varsi will be stunned after this game. But I think. He's got no time to think and ponder over it. He's got to look at future prospects, and it's still, the early phases of second half, and he's definitely attacking in with Eusebio. Has got to maintain that same composure and calm, just battling it out, dribbling against three defenders on towards him, everyone fighting for the ball. Still, somehow, Varsi has done such a good job at managing to retain possession on the players, and yeah, I think this is at certain point is gonna frustrate Naveen, and we've got to wait for that moment to come. And there you go. He goes in for the tackle, succeeds, and could be a really bad sucker punch, but thankfully saved by Bandasa.
Yeah, Varsi is just managing this game to perfection right now. Of course, he's not got a lead, but he's really, really controlling it. Naveen, I don't think, has ever really been in control of this game. It's mainly been Varsi who's been calling all the shots. And I think a pause was cued by Bengaluru FC. So Varsi, I think, maybe wanting to change things around, maybe a change in formation, maybe going for that narrower formation. Let's see what tricks he has up his sleeve, and of course Naveen will have to react to whatever changes Varsi does make.
Yeah, I think he's of course he's going to be more on that reactive sort of a player today than proactive. But yeah, I think this has been one of those things, right? Even with Varsi, we've seen him dominate majority of the games just to give it away. One little mistake and the opposition kind of clearly capitalizes on it. And few substitutions, Pele bring what of Eusebio for Naveen, and there you've got it. Vinicius Junior coming in for Ronaldo. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of changes being made from both these sides, mostly by Bengaluru FC as they're in pursuit to find that goal, getting a
Ooh.
little bit of pace. And this is exactly what I was talking about, Azim. That one small mistake which could get capitalized, but I think the time that Naveen had was certainly gone because could not get enough bodies forward. And Bengaluru FC are back on their formation, but we've got to really watch out for the pace in Bengaluru FC's lineup right now.
Yeah, definitely. He's got in the likes of Vinny Jr. now, and he will be looking to get that ball in behind, but has to be careful on defense as well. This time, letting the AI do a bit of the work for him, just using his own cursor to cover off the runs. Very smart defending there from Marcy. Again, using that second man press. He's run out of the second man press right now. He's going to have to do it on his own. And has Raveen worked this well? Went for the shot because he didn't really have any other options, and now it's reaching the 80-minute mark, and you have to say that this is the point of the game where basically the next goal wins it. And what a ball played by Varsi! Surely he's taken down, but no penalty. Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Went for the ball roll when he could have gone for the chip. A massive, massive moment over there. And will Varsi live to regret that? He's not got no time to think about it now, because he gets that ball straight back with Bellingham now and Vinicius Jr. And yeah, bit risky in midfield over there, just taking a second to stabilize and calm down. But what a chance that was!
oh yes. I mean, this is not the first time it's happening, is it? It's the second time I could see Varsi had such a good chance, and it all went into vain. The final third is where he's looking a little nervy at, but with Vinicius Junior, likewise from the left wing, would want to close in. But no, deciding to keep the passing game on. His control over the ball has been immense, and this could
Oh,
exactly be it. Could be lights
oh my
out, but
goodness!
no. How?
Oh
Oh,
my God, my goodness. Varsi, what a huge, huge opportunity over there. It was a snapshot. He didn't have much time to think about it and just pulled that, just put too much direction onto that. And you can see it's such a huge, huge opportunity that's gone away, and still has an opportunity to try and get this game. But he knows he's had two massive, massive chances to win this game. And will he be made to pay for those Will these moments come back to haunt Bengaluru FC in their quest for that top four?
Oh God. Oh my God. What do I say from here? I mean, this doesn't get more frustrating than this, right? I think this is it. Naveen would not want to give the possession away. He would want to keep the last attack to himself, and this could be the beginning of it, and could be a sucker punch. He takes all the
Oh,
time in the
oh
world,
no!
and there you go. There you go. Not the first time that has happened with Varsi. He was so close, but Naveen having the final laugh in the final minutes of the game and sealing it 2-1 for Chennai FC. Such a close encounter, but this man is gonna prevail supreme.
Yeah, Varsi. Well, he still got, I think he was just still ruminating about that lost chance, and didn't quite have full focus on defense. And you can see the disappointment in his face. And Naveen, he knows he's got out of jail on this one. You can see almost embarrassed by the goal being scored over there. But you know what? There are still 2 minutes on the clock. If anybody can pull off a late comeback, we've seen Varsi pull back a 3 goal deficit and come back in the last 10 minutes. So if there's anybody in the eISL who can make a comeback and score that late clutch goal, it is Varsi, and he's got just about 2 in-game minutes to do it. So hang on to your hats, folks. This is it. Varsi is leaning forward. He is in full gamer mode. He gets forward with Hakimi. Is there going to be a tackle in over here? Finds Vinny Jr. Now Messi. Now Hullet. And it still falls to Messi. Still with Pele in the box over there. Now with R9. Can't do it. Just too many bodies in the box for Naveen. And a huge win for Chennaiyin FC. But oh my goodness, Varsi is going to be kicking himself.
Oh, that is how much menacing FIFA can be sometimes. You might be the player who's dominating most of the game. You might be the player who's created a lot of good chances. But it all comes down to the conversion and clearly missing out on the clinical aspect of it. And Naveen, it's just typical Naveen, right? Just when he was thinking, this game is going to end in a draw, he finds that late minute winner and managing to seal it all. And wow, what a first game it has been. And this clearly shows how much the players are putting themselves on the line. They know the value of this matchup. If Chennai and FC wins this one, this is going to take them so close to SC's Bengal. They'd be sitting at 33 points, and clearly the second team to confirm their spot for the top four. But Bengaluru FC, more than Chennai FC, it was important for them, and Varsi could not provide them the start. But Shagnik knows, right? Varsi put all in that he could have done, but what could you do in front of Chennai FC like this on multiple occasions? Somewhere I think he's got to blame himself, right? He had two chances where you don't get a lot of openings against Naveen. With whatever you get, you've got to capitalize. This is one of those, right? He had that little bit fraction of a second where he could have gone for the chip shot, but did not opt for that. And this little save, that was outrageous.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a save, it was just a straight up miss. I don't think he could believe that it happened. And then I think still this was playing on his mind. Have I thrown it away? Have I lost the chance to win? And in that process, actually lost the draw that he had as well. So you can see over there, very, very tight game. I mean, nothing to choose between these two players. And I think a draw would probably have been the fairest result. But sometimes you got to ride your luck, and when Lady Luck shines upon you, you don't question it. We saw it in the last game as well, with Katie and Bindratej getting their fair share of luck and capitalizing on it. And sometimes that's just exactly what you got to do.
Yeah, and look at the game in every single aspect, except the expected goals and corners and free kick. It was all about Varsi, but that is how the game of FIFA is. Sometimes really fun, sometimes really not. But yeah, I think pretty much the man who's waiting for us inside the studio is going to be happy with what he has gained from today's evening. Naveen, congratulations on that win. But boy, was it really close.
Yeah, I felt I was very lucky in the game. Basi was playing brilliantly. I feel like he played better than me the whole game. I was defending well, but he opened me in two chances. He played better, but he was very unlucky to not score there, and I got lucky there.
Yeah, I mean, but you have to obviously capitalize on the luck and take your chances. So it did look like Varsi was really dominating that game in terms of even the overall play. You were not getting a lot of possession. So what was he doing that was making it so difficult for you?
Like every time I played Vasi, I felt very comfortable with the position. Today he was pressing a lot with his CMs and he was not giving me space in the middle, so I was not able to play in the with the midfielders. And Saranj was keep on telling me play with your CMs, rotate with your CMs, but I was not able to do that because he was pressing very well. So that was the best thing he did.
And more often than not, we really saw him keeping a lot of possession on him. He was not letting you have the ball quite more often. So I think with the limited number of chances, what were the thoughts going on in your head? Were you like, let me contest for the ball, or were you being really patient for it? The ball is gonna come at me at some point or the other. What was the thought on your mind, Naveen?
I was trying to press him, but so for some reason my press was not on point. So maybe like I was not the best in pressing today. But I knew I'll get a chance. Maybe like because after the Messi ad, I thought like he'll be mentally down, and the same way I got Saranj told me to bring on Messi, and hopefully I triggered a run with him, and that got me a goal.
Well, the pressing worked for you, and unfortunately, it was depressing for Varsi. But congrats on the win, and good luck to you and Saranj for the rest of the game. It's a big game for you all, so all the best.
Thank you, thanks a lot.
Cheers. All right. I mean, clearly, I think even Naveen is one of the sweetest guys that we get to talk to, right? Always
Yeah.
appreciating his opponents, always with a smile on his face. Never, it's very rare that I've ever seen, Naveen being sad or anything about it. Comes up with a smile, like so, it kind of radiates those positive vibes, like Ashwin always does, right? But yeah, I think for what we have over here, it's a very interesting matchup. The first one, of course, Chennai FC having seen it through, but now this is sort of like the main event saga, right? This is where two biggest players in the Indian FIFA community would go up against each other. But before we have the match started off, let's take a look at the previous matchup between Saransh and Shagnik, right? The one we had very early on, in which Saransh managed to edge it out with a victory.
Yeah, and was quite fortunate over there. In fact, with the way that that own goal went in, but still Sagnik managed to sort of claw his way back into contention, created a lot of chances, and then finally got that goal back. And at this point, it looked like it was anyone's game, but then Saranj just about prevailing, created quite a lot, and then literally in the last minute grabbing that clutch winning goal, getting I think Ginola when it was his prime days in the tournament when David Ginola was one of the icons before the team of the year era. I think Ginola was one of the best substitutes you could have with that five-star weak foot. Now been replaced by Neymar, I think in that sense.
Yeah.
So was a very tight encounter, and I think Sagnik now pressure is really on him. Even if it was a draw between him and Varsi,
Yeah.
it would still have been okay because he could have afforded to draw with Saranch and then take it to the co-op game. But now it's win or nothing for Sagnik.
Yeah, and I think this is the most important time that he needs to step up, because if I can take a look at the overall standings, I find Bengaluru FC, this is the 16th game, they're sitting on 24th, right? If they win this one, they're going to be in clear contention with Northeast United FC with one game to spare. But if they
Yeah.
lose this one, this is where things get really dicey, really interesting. You could take a look at the leaderboard. Things have gotten way more interesting. Chennai FC, of course, a win would sort of secure the spot for the playoffs, because I don't see anyone making it to that with the limited number of games that they have. And Chennai FC is again one of those teams that loves to win. Right? It's more win or get draws rather than getting the losses. And this speaks in
Yeah.
volumes with their statistics in front of us. SC East Bengal, just that one loss, I think it was to Mumbai City FC. But apart from that, every game it has either been a draw or it's been a win on multiple accounts. But lately, they've been having that string of a run where they're getting a lot of draws. But I think upon that, Ankit clearly said it's still 1 point that we're having. It's still the top berth that we've maintained for us. But this is how close this affair has been, right? 15 matches played, 36 goals, 16 matches played, 37 goals. Two of the most experienced players of the Indian FIFA community now going up against each other. Last time it was a very close affair. This time, for Shagnik, the burden is going to be more than ever. He's got to stand out.
Yep, of course, both the boys, both the teams in blue, and one of these two players is going to be feeling the blues at the end of this match, as we're pretty much ready to go. It is Chennaiyin FC up against Bengaluru FC. Round 2 of Saranj versus Sagnik. It went right to stoppage time to be decided the first time these two teams met, these two players met, and yeah, it's going to be another big game. We do know Bengaluru FC now. For Sagnik, it's pretty clear what he has to do. He has to beat Saranj today, and Saranj, I think, can go in with the knowledge that, you know what, if we can just if I can just avoid victory, that's avoid being defeated, that's half the work done for me right there. And that's what he's going to be looking to do, getting in behind immediately. A bit of a mistake over there, and this could be an early chance for Saranj, using those reverse ball rolls and all the fancy flicks available to him. Now with Bellingham at the edge of the area, what's he going to do? He only has the one body in the box to find, and then in trying to search for that and create more runs out of time, and loses that ball. And now an early through ball played. It's all about the first touch over here. First touch drags him wide, but a brilliant second touch, trying to go for that far corner with the finesse shot. And yeah, both players looking very sharp over here, and this, I think, could be an absolute classic.
Yeah, this already right off the get-go, we're witnessing fireworks from both these sides, right? We know that these two players have the experience, have got what it takes to play at the highest stage of it all, and they're gonna settle at nothing, right? A draw is something that will not satiate either of their hunger, right? They would, accept. They would, valiantly fall down rather than end up with a draw. But for Bengaluru FC, they've got to get more than a draw. They've got to get a win somehow to to throw this match into playing contention for the co-op game, and then maybe we can talk about them having chances, because we have seen Bengaluru FC have really worked on their co-op game. They've been looking sound in the past few couple of games, so that is the arena that they would want to fight Chennaiyin FC in. And from what Watsi had been putting on the table, I think I loved his plays. But what on earth was that?
Oh my goodness. It's been deflected in. He went for the shot and it took a deflection and completely bamboozled the keeper. And it's an early lead here for Sagnik out of nowhere. Have a look at that. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
That is massive. Could that be a huge moment in this tie, getting them that little bit of luck that Varsi did not have? Maybe it's fallen the way of his teammate over here, and now Saranj has to come out and play, and that's, I think, sets up the game even more perfectly, because at 0-0 Saranj could afford to be a little bit passive, just see how this game is playing out. But now he knows he has to start attacking right from the word go.
Oh yeah, and he's exactly doing that. From what we've seen, ideally from Saranj's side, he's been one of the high pressing players, right? He loves to press the ball, he loves to go on the attacking front of things, and he's got to let go of that pressure. And there you go, finding a perfect pass onto which Mbappe could not do much, as Vieira comes into rescue. Another one of those players we're seeing after a while. But yeah, I think the last time these two big guns faced off against each other, it was again one of those own goals coming in, and this time it's deflection out of which Shagnik has benefited. But I think he's got to understand that at this point he cannot get complacent. He cannot feel as if he's in good control of the game. He needs to look for more goals.
Yeah, definitely. And well, it is going to throw the cat amongst the pigeons now if Bengaluru FC can hold on to this and take this to game 3. Of course, if Sagnik does manage to hang on to the win, it's all to play for in that third game. And also Varsi will feel just that little bit better about his life, knowing that he could so easily have managed to get the win against Naveen, or at the very least a draw, which would have really changed the complexion of the tie overall. But no time for him to think about that, as now we see Saranj saved onto the post by Van der Sar. Again, big moment. The gods are favoring Sagnik at the moment right now. Will he go for that long ball? No, he decides to wait. He'll look to loft it over on the right side. No, he doesn't. So it's very, very interesting right now how Sagnik tries to approach this. Will he try to slow it down? Will he try to force Saranj out to come and press him? Or is he just going to keep playing his natural game? It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this pans out.
Yeah, and at this point, Shagnik cannot lose focus even for a single fraction of a second, because if he does that, sure, Saranj is going to steal it away. And there you go. He went in for those quick flurry of passes, could not really succeed at that. But Saranj either wanted to play the long pass game, went in for that through one, but could not find luck. But this could be a steal. This could be very, very hurtful for Bengaluru FC. All that Saranj is doing right now is buying some time, getting a few bodies up ahead, and managing to pass it on towards Bellingham. Gullit asking for receiving the ball, but with Bellingham is where Saranj wants to go. But Marquinhos just sliding in at the right moment, out for a corner.
Yeah, that was excellent by Sagnik over there. Realized that the only way to stop that ball coming in and it being a tap-in for Saranj was to make that sliding tackle, and he did exactly that. Saranj, not the kind of guy who likes to go for long balls or crosses, and he plays the corner shot. He has lost it, and now on the counter-attack, it's Ronaldo looking for his compatriot up ahead in Neymar, but little too simplistic there from Sagnik, and yeah, it's just fizzled out in the end, and it's going to be Bengaluru FC getting forward again. Let's see if they can do something. Nope, Vieira just nips in, and you're right, we haven't seen Vieira in quite a long time. So I think Sagnik going back to his roots, shall we say, of the good old days of match weeks 1 to 5, where everybody had Vieira and Hullet in their midfield. Although it does look like it's Vieira in defense for it is Vieira in defense for Sagnik. So deciding to go with Vieira over the likes of Ruben Diaz. We've seen Rafael Varane over there as well. Quite interesting. I'm not sure. The keeper is Van der Sar, so not entirely sure what Vieira adds chemistry-wise to the team, because it's not like he has a French player in the midfield. But for the moment, it is Sagnik with the lead. Bengaluru FC have the result that they need to get from this particular game. But in the second half, will Sagnik be able to hang on to it? That's really the main question we have.
Yeah, you could see that cheeky smile from Saranj there, right? That little moment, and Varsi's like, hey, sorry, bro, sorry, no, not intended. But I think from what we can see from this matchup, it's going to be so important for Saranj. He's getting hydrated. He needs all that concentration. He needs to try and win this game, right? I think ending it in a draw is not gonna leave them anywhere. They have to manage a win in this situation. Bengaluru FC, for that they need to score a goal, and this is the commencement of the second half in this game, and all our viewers, they've got their eyes glued on the screens. Who is going to score the next goal? That is going to be so important to dictate the pace. And with Pele, he's going to go in. Saranj looking for the perfect pass onto his Hullet, but doesn't happen that way, as Sagnik has managed to fend off the attack just for now. This time passing it on towards De Bruyne with Cancelo. He's gonna make some sort of a play, and Shagnik, somewhere down the line, he's gonna frustrate Saranj, and you've got to understand that whatever play you're gonna put on the table, Saranj has faced it somewhere down the line, and Saranj hasn't had really been in the positives of the lady luck, right? He's created a few chances, few of them hitting the crossbars, few of them just narrowing it down, and then coming down to really good defense from Shagnik is what we've seen, and we have him going again as De Bruyne pass it on towards Mbappe, back and forth, retaining possession again. This is something that Varsi did a lot in his game to annoy his opponent. And Saranj not really overstretching at a single point. He's just waiting for the right opportunity to make that plunge But for now, it's all on towards Shagnik, who was playing that game perfectly fine up until the point Howlett comes in, and that's the physicality of this one particular card, right? With this player, you're getting inside the game, and now he wanted to pace in, but the Howlett from Shagnik's side did not have any ideas. Could get really risky, especially when you're trying the same against a player like Saranj. Vandasa just throwing the ball away in safe legs, to be honest. Hullet again winning that physical battle over there with Ronaldo. Finally, Shagnik is pacing in. He's got to find that cutback. He's got to find someone. But Cancelo making sure that it is as far as he gets over there. And now things have turned down to bed, right? So with things going on like this, Azim, I mean, 62 minutes have gone inside the game, right? And it has been a back and forth affair, but this time Saranj Jain with a really promising chance. And look at the boys, he's got ahead. He's got Cancelo. So up top, pass it on back towards Hullet, towards Ronaldo with Bellingham. Needs to find Ronaldo Nazario, but no, failing there. And now it's Shagnik who's going to try and steal the ball away, but no, says Sharanch.
Yeah, Saranch taking it a bit easier than I thought he would. For the moment, he's still not overly panicking, not really going that attacking. Although his fullbacks are getting forward now, so this time it's a good opportunity again. Well marshalled by Sagnik, and it's 69 minutes, 70 minutes on the clock pretty much right now, and it's just that one lucky deflection you could say for Sagnik that's made the result count for at the moment. And a bit of good fortune there for Saranj as the ball falls to him from Pele. Now Hullit looking for Bellingham. And now Saranj turning on that style. Surely a goal. No, he's hit it straight at the keeper. Outfoxed there by Sagnik, who took a gamble with the keeper. And now he's on the counter attack as well with Ronaldo. What's he going to do? Saranj keeps his keeper in there, but the chip just not enough.
Yeah, I think could have done way better than that. But it's okay, right? I kind of like this. Just go for a try. Effort from Shagnik. Had that gone in, could have been 2-0 up, but no chance to breathe as Pele is directly under their necks, and Saranj, I mean, he's been so clinical. He's been trying to create that opportunity, and he's done that on multiple occasions. But sometimes it's the crossbar, sometimes it's the keeper, sometimes it's the defender. There have been a lot of forces of nature over here trying to stop Saranj from scoring a goal. And the gods of FIFA, I do not know, maybe Saranj had not offered them anything today before he came to play the game, because now Shagnik is back on his attack.
Yeah, Saranj living a little bit on the edge now because both his fullbacks are really committing forward. Now with Ronaldo, gets the shot away again. The save from Schmeichel over there, point blank range, is just whacked straight almost into his neck and somehow managing to save that. And now well defended again. And now it's decision time for Sagnik. Does he try to get that second goal? Does he keep attacking and sort of peg Saranj back? This is the opportunity. Ooh, it's a big tackle over there. Probably be a yellow card given later on. But this is decision time. Does Sagnik go for goal and try to see it out? Yes, he is in here. Now, goes for the chip this time and makes it. He makes the chip and it is job done. Shagnik can breathe a sigh of relief. Varsi breathes an even bigger sigh of relief. And we are going into game 3 with everything to play for.
Oh yes, and this is where Varsi says, okay, this is a good one. This is a good one, and yeah, I think Saranj, similar sort of emotions running through his mind, and Varsi knows it. Shagnik has done something really huge. He's taken down one of the big guns in the eISL, but Shagnik still knows he cannot be carefree. He cannot just rest like that. A few more goals. Saranch is one of those players who's done that in the past. But this time, the chip shot, time to perfection, and Schmeichel had no answer to that. And with just a couple of minutes to go before the final whistle, I think Saranch has got to go all out. 5 minutes, I mean, I'm not going to rule out Saranch's chances entirely. I've seen miracles being done by him, but at this point, Sagnik has to make sure he keeps the ball, and this is the best time to hog on to it. But no, Saranch is making a go with Mbappe, did receive, but finally with Cancelo, he's going to breathe some respite over here, and now he's on an attack again.
This could be it. This should be lights out. Yep. Oh my goodness! He got the time finish all wrong. It won't matter in the end, but well, I think Saranch is like, okay, you know what? That was just really bad. Try again, and he will try again. And this time, he's going to score. It's 3-0. Sagni gets the job done, makes it look a lot more convincing a win than it actually was. I think it was a very stressful game. When people look at the history of the eISL many years later, they'll look back and say, oh, Sagnik just beat Saranch 3-0, but it was much, much closer than that.
Yeah, I think the scores do not reflect at how intense this entire game was, and hearts goes out to Saranch and Chennaiyin FC, because honestly, Saranch had created so many chances. It was as if karma just hit them right now. Because Varsi clearly one of the better players in the previous game in terms of the statistics. Even Naveen did accede to that fact, did not win it. And now Saranch created so much chance, but again, those little cheeky goals out there, the early one, and Saranch not being able to capitalize later on. He went for it. It was some amazing saves, crossbars, and all of it, all the drama did come down to the fact that Sagnik has managed to defeat Saranch 3-0. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a game in hand. It's going to be the co-op game that decides the fate of these two teams. A very, very interesting and exciting matchup coming our way.
Yeah, absolutely. And a bit fortunate over there with that first goal, but he just held on and survived the onslaught from Saranch. There you go. You can see him saying, sorry, it's okay. But in his heart, in his mind, and then later on in person also, I think in Varsi's mind, all he was saying was like, yaar, bacha liya bhai, because he knew that he really should have got the deal sealed against Naveen, and it didn't quite happen for him. I mean, but you know what? The Bengaluru FC win over here completely throws that top 4 race into chaos, because suddenly now Chennaiyin FC are in danger of dropping out of the top 4 if they don't manage to get at least a draw over here. If the results don't go their way, they could be dropping out. And there we see the potential Terra Virtua super moment of the match right there. That lovely chip goal to get the winner from Sagnik over there.
Oh yeah, and it just got better and better with time. And the last one, he had all the chance and time. And at this particular point, Saranch was like, go for it. I mean, this is your day, buddy. You've defeated me fair and square, right? And the last time it was a similar encounter. It was such a cagey affair. It was a 2-1 victory for Saranch, but this time Sagnik has managed to take his revenge, and always the kind of a sportsmanship that all these players carry on with themselves. Even when we did get to see the first goal being scored by Bengaluru FC, but they were kind of apologetic about it, right? They knew that it shouldn't have gone in, but it is the game of FIFA, the game that we all love and adore, and we are all privy to such kind of really bizarre incidents happening. We've seen worse than that, but for you guys out there, you've got a chance to win an assured V-Flex robot by Terra Virtua. It's a dancing property exclusive to these guys, and you can choose your favorite colors, right? CA has opted for the Chennaiyin FC jersey. You've got it in both shades. All you've got to do is sign up at www.terravirtua.io/ISL and select your favorite V-Flex robot, which is worth $19.99. But for you guys, it's for free. So now, with all this in mind, right, Azim, where are we heading next? The final showdown is what we do have. But before we head into the final game, we need a little bit of a breather. But for you guys, we've got some coaching classes, this time from Saranch in the FIFA Finesse Week.
Hey guys, this is Saranch and I play for Chennaiyin FC in the eISL. I've been competing for a long time now and I've been requested by people to show some tips and tricks which can help them improve in FIFA. So today I'll be guiding you guys through some of those tips and tricks. So I personally believe that FIFA is a game in which if you have a fundamental strong, then you can become a much better player. So in today's episode, I'll be taking you guys through some of those fundamentals such as player lock, player switching, short cancels, etc. So let's start with the very first point, which is player lock. This feature was added into FIFA a couple of years ago and I believe this is one of the best features of the game. To do this, what you have to do is simply click both sticks in, which is the L3 and R3, and then you can see a diamond pop up on your player. And from there, you can flick your right analog to select your preferred player and ask for a normal pass or a through ball depending on what you want. Like right now, I can see space down the wing, so I try to run down and then select my striker and ask for a X pass when I believe he's free and in a lot of space. So the main use for this is that this confuses your opponent's defense, and as you can see that you can use this in very different variations. Like I can do an L3 R3 pass and then pass it to my teammate and then ask for a pass again. Like right now, I am R9, I ask for a pass, I pass it to Mbappe and Mbappe is the AI and I can still run around with R9 and ask for a pass when I'm free. So for the second part of the video, I'll be talking about short cancels. I believe these are one of the best. This is one of the best skill move in the game and I like to do them a lot. So to do this skill move, what you have to do is press the shooting button and then use the super cancel feature which was added last year, which is L2 and R2. So you have to take a shot and then cancel it midway, which gives you a very sleek animation, and this can be used to even bait goalkeepers. As you can see in this situation that Courtois generally commits to the shot cancel and falls down to the ground. So now I'll be taking you guys through a corner kick routine. I believe corner kicks are very overpowered this year in FIFA 22 and this technique can help you score more goals and in turn win more matches. So to make use of this corner kick, what you have to do is make use of the L3 R3 feature which I was talking about in the earlier part of the video. As you can see, I'm switched to Hullet and then I do the L3 R3 and ask for an X pass with Marquinhos, and that's an easy goal for Marquinhos. So coming to the last point but not the least, I'm going to talk about goalkeeper movement. Goalkeeper movement is a basic in FIFA and I believe that in certain situations when your defenders are beaten, your goalkeeper can bail you out. So as you can see here, I give the ball away quite cheaply to my opponent and it gives him an open opportunity through on goal. I don't have a defender here and it's basically impossible to defend this one-on-one opportunity. So in this case, I use the right analog stick to move my goalkeeper to the far post as I predict that my opponent is going to take a shot towards the far post. And luckily I move him far post and he takes the shot far post and I can come up with a save. I talked about 4 fundamental aspects which I really like about the game. But before leaving, I'll also like to talk about one favorite skill move of mine, which is the roulette. I believe it's very overpowered and I've been using it a lot in the eISL matches. And I think that if you learn it, you can become a better player. So to do the roulette, what you have to do is turn the right analog stick from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock, basically, as you can see. And it just looks beautiful for me. Honestly, I like spamming roulettes as I've done in the eISL. So that was it for today's episode. If you liked the video, please like and share. And don't forget to watch us play our eISL games on Nordwind Gaming's Facebook and YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys next time.
I mean, this is priceless, right? Coming up from all these masterclass players. Ideally, you would have to pay a lot of subscription fees, but here for you guys, it's absolutely all for free. All you've got to do is show interest and check these players out. Don't forget to support them on their social media, and if you're loving the content, don't forget to like the channel of Nordwind Gaming as well, because within a couple of days, we're gonna have the playoffs started. We're gonna have our top 4 teams with us, and now we're on the road, we're on the path. We've almost made it to round 10, right? Ideally in the fighter games that we have, and this is all it comes down to. Bengaluru FC going up against Chennaiyin FC, this one co-op game that decides who gets those 3 points, or are we gonna see it settled with just one each?
Yeah, it's such a massive game for both teams. With Bengaluru FC have to, of course, make up ground on FC Goa and Northeast United FC. They do have games in hand, but I was just looking at the fixture list remaining for Chennaiyin FC, and the remaining 3 games are SC East Bengal, Odisha, and Northeast United FC. So, 2 very, very difficult fixtures, and of course, Odisha FC have shown that they have the capability of dropping points off from the likes of SC's Bengal as well. So it's not going to be an easy ride, and I think generally speaking, that 35 points would be the magic number to make it into the top four. And yeah, it's at 31 they're sitting right now, Chennaiyin FC. So not a lot of margin for error. They would have to go out and really win all of their remaining matches if they are to drop any points over here. So very, very interesting battle for that top four in prospect, and a very cheap giveaway immediately from the start. And now Bengaluru FC, who have been very, very solid in their co-op game over the last few weeks, and indeed over the course of the tournament, surely needs to. Oh my goodness! Oh, and he's won the header, and it's wide. It's wide.
Wait, hold on. I cannot process what my eyes just saw right now. I mean, so many things happened, and out of everything, we really felt like Bengaluru FC took a lot of time thinking to whether pass or to go for the shot directly. And these are the chances which you cannot tend to haunt you if things go otherwise, because Chennai and FC, they just lost a game, so they have their attention level at 100, and you've got to make sure that you capitalize on the chances you've got, finding some room again with Mbappe. Went in for that quick pass, but Hakimi comes online over there and makes sure that they retain back the possession. And that could be a really huge break.
Yeah, overcommitted massively over there, desperate to win that ball back. But you have to say that at the start of this game, as Bengaluru FC have looked much the sharper team, but still sits the keeper down. Vieira in there. That's why he's in the team. Makes the block. Huge moment. And already 14 minutes in, we've already seen two big goalmouth scrambles. Is it going to be another over here? This is, I mean, we've already seen, probably in my opinion, the best co-op game of the eISL last time out between ATKMB and Kerala Blasters FC. Looks like these two sets of teams are out to outdo that.
One thing for sure, we're not gonna see Smith Rowe playing in this game, right? I hope so. I hope we do not have any Arsenal fans here, and there's a lot on the line. The last time, of course, I was very entertaining and all, but ATKMB knew that the fate had been sealed for Kerala Blasters FC, and now it's still up to be anybody's games, right? With 3 points on the line, that's the last mistake you would want to commit. But for now, Ronaldo passing it on towards R9 with Eusebio. Went in to go for a pass on towards R9. But yeah, this time Chennai FC being very alert on their defenses, not letting a lot of opening for the players of Bengaluru FC. And this time, through the right wing, they've made the right pass on towards Mbappe. He's passed it on towards R9. We've got to see Bengaluru FC get that nudge on the ball, but could not quite retain possession. Finally, I've managed to sneak it away with De Bruyne, pass it on towards CR7, and this goes on.
Man, I can't even imagine how these guys are feeling, because I am feeling nervous just watching this game. I mean, what's going to happen? How is this going to pan out? Because both these teams, they thoroughly deserve to be here. You wouldn't grudge any of them the win over here, and they're just playing at such a high level, and playing aggressive, daring football, particularly Bengaluru FC pressing very, very high, trying to win that ball back high up the field and force those turnovers. And some of the action over here, I mean, have just been left speechless, particularly by the opening melee where the ball was given away, and then suddenly there was a header and all sorts of madness happening. You see passes being made across goal, and another giveaway, this time by Bengaluru FC. Will they make them pay for it? Patrick Vieira having the game of his life in the defense over there, and again with the interception. Ruud Gullit gets it out. Now it's CR7. Will he look for the ball down the line? He does. It's CR7 and Ronaldo 9 going there, and then Chennai FC just doing the safe thing and clearing that ball away.
Oh, there's so much excitement right now. There's so much drama. With every single pass, your heart tends to, synchronize your beats with it, right? This is how close this game has been. And both these players looking for that one little mistake from the other. But with Eusebio, hits it on towards Hakimi, goes out for a deflection. It's out for a corner. We've got to see if Bengaluru FC have any set piece routine. From what we can see, yes, they would be looking out for Ronaldo ideally, but it was Marquinhos who was on the receiving end of things. But either ways, with Peter Schmeichel, they're gonna try and Chennai FC gonna try and build their play up. So it has been so far a 50-50 game. We can't really say that this half has been won by a certain team. It's just about, coming down to the least mistake with Mbappe. Oh,
Oh,
this is a
oh my
golden
goodness!
chance. What happened?
Oh my, that another big opportunity. It looked like there was no way for that ball to not end up in the back of the net, and suddenly the goalkeeper just swoops down and grabs it. Another giveaway, and you can see this is about a high pressure being applied in midfield and also nerves from both sets of players because they are aware of the significance of this match. It could be huge for their chances of the top four and indeed that final title, that spot at the FGS, the big prize pool, everything on the line could be decided potentially by the outcome of this game. And this first half is absolutely flown by. It's been very nervy, very intense. It's still 0-0, and you can see the high press being employed over there, using those midfielders. Have to be careful about not overcommitting. They've done it once or twice, but Chennai FC so far have not been able to make them pay. And 0-0 and very tense, very nervy. Oh, this is going to be such an absolutely fantastic second half.
Now, this time, Varsi does not have his noise cancellation headphones up, right? He wants to hear what his teammate has to say, but so many chances created. I think I really felt, on normal days, Bengaluru FC could have scored one or two, but even this chance from Chennai FC, Vieira being the absolute MVP, and this transitioned into a game of kabaddi. I'm not gonna lie over there
Yeah.
at that particular point, but yeah, I think. A very interesting prospect, a very interesting game, because now that you mentioned Chennai and FC have a game up against Northeast United. Last I remember, I think it was Imad who successfully managed to defeat Saranj by a good possible margin, right? If you
Yeah.
remember them, he really took Saranj for a
6-0.
ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really outplayed him, and he was the one who first, showed up all that vulnerability, the vulnerable side of Saranj, where he goes for that high press attacks. Imad responded with those long balls in, and Saranj could not really respond back. So after that, we did see Saranj also making a few changes in his style of gameplay. But we've got to see if today we could see any decisive answer, because now I really thought that this was more important than for Bengaluru to get this win. But even Chennai in FC, considering they've got a lot of things going on, they're putting their hearts on the line with Eusebio going in deep. This has been happening for like 99 times inside the game, but no successful result. But on the 100th attempt, can it go in?
Oof.
No. Ruben Diaz is what he says. And now maybe a possible counter-attack, but no, Bengaluru FC still retain possession.
And now it's here 7 on that right flank. Gets past his man, or thought he'd got past his man. Easier said than done. Getting past Joao Cancelo, that team of the year card. So effective there at the left fullback position. And De Bruyne there now. They have to be smart about this. They've been in these positions several times before, Bengaluru FC, but now, oh, that's the opportunity. It's opened up, but with the bridge, takes the shot. Still the opportunity. CR7 in the box, trying to create space, moves out again, and they're getting closer, knocking on the door, but giving it away. And now Chennai FC, if they play this counter right, they could get an opportunity. You can see that very, very even in terms of possession, but no team so far with a shot on target.
This is one of the games, if it kind of ends out in a draw, I would love to see a penalty shootout, or maybe go for an extra time. But yeah, I think the rules are fair for everybody. Then we're going to get a lot of complaints. So regardless, I think from what we did see from Bengaluru
Oh,
FC side, this could be a really bad steal, and almost saved. But yeah, I think the previous run, I really felt Bengaluru FC kind of overthought their chances. They were kind of deciding to go for a pass or maybe for the shot, and that little moment of reluctancy is kind of costing them heavy. But this is where it could all end, with Ronaldo and Chennai FC at the 62nd minute marker. Finally managed to find a breakthrough and break that deadlock which has been going on for so long. It's 1-0 Bengaluru FC. suddenly under so much pressure.
Yes, and against the run of play, you would have to say for this half particularly, it's been all Bengaluru FC creating those chances and just not being able to get that shot away. And now I think just Saran saying, no pressure, no pressure. We just keep the ball, try to see this game through, just try to deal with their pressing. And just, I think now is the opportunity for them to try to get those long balls in behind the defense. You can see just a tiny spot of sweat appearing on Saranch's sweatshirt. It's been that kind of game now, and changes made by Bengaluru FC. Let's see if how attacking they're willing to go and how soon. It's Vinny Jr. on, and you can see that blistering pace, but nobody to find inside that box at the moment, at least. And it's Ruud Hullet now at the edge of the area. KDB on the ball. Ronaldo Nazario twisting, turning away from two defenders, three defenders. Now Eusebio tries to get that shot away, but the giant frame of Ruben Diaz is in the way. And now Chennaiyin FC. Oh, that's not what you want to do. You don't want to be committing your central defenders out and taking them out of the game. Vieira does make it back to his position though. And now Chennaiyin FC trying to take the sting out of this game a little bit, just passing that ball around. I think it's too early for the possession-based time wasting. I think by doing this, they'll force, and there you can see the pause is cued by Sagnik. They're forcing them to go to a constant press system, which of course has two impacts. Number one is that obviously it leaves you gaps in defense, and number two, it will also tire out the players, so they won't have a lot of stamina when they need to go up the other pitch and attack. But for now, don't need to think about pressing for Bengaluru FC. They do have the ball, getting forward now with Mbappe, looking for the ball in behind to find Eusebio, who is on side. Now R9 on the ball. They need to play this right. They've got into this possession tons of times before. KDB just wide.
I mean, I would not blame them for attempting a shot like that, right? Because in the past it has gone in. We've seen Ashwin pulling off some heroics like that a couple of games ago. I think KDB also scored one. But this is the goal, ladies and gentlemen. This is the goal that could be the decider of this particular game. Finally, the boys in blue finding themselves in a cool moment right now. And Shaknik and Varsi all riled up, a little bit rattled, but they can't mourn about their loss just about yet. They've got to get themselves back. They still know, at least if they can find a point from here, from this fixture, because the dying minutes of the game are already looming upon us. 16 minutes of play remaining in game time. And Bengaluru FC, Azim, they've got to fight it against the world this time. This means so much to them, and clearly shown by the compassion from these two players. But I think it's more than that. It's more than that, because Chennaiyin FC is one of those teams that is not going to move. They know that they've got the lead. They would want to increase it, but possession finally stolen away.
Yeah, and a fortunate break over there. Now finding Vinicius. Nobody's going to catch him, but now he has to put the brakes on. Tries to pull that back and just cleared away. Will that header be won by Bengaluru FC? It is. KDB turning away. Now the opportunity to play in Messi. Is he going to get that shot away? Not the right foot. You don't want to be taking the shot with the right foot on Messi in that situation. And Bengaluru FC again queuing a pause. Now Chennaiyin FC, what are they going to do? Are they going to try to finish this off? It could be lights out over here. No, he's passed it straight to Cancelo, and the composure shown over there. And I wonder now, 10 minutes to go, what is Sagnik thinking? What pauses do they... oh my goodness, taking it very, very risky chances over there. But what does Bengaluru FC have planned? That's not a good plan to give the ball away, and ball goes out for a throw. So Bengaluru FC will get to make all their final changes. It looks like it is do or die. I mean, you would rather try to get the draw and risk losing 2-0 because the outcome doesn't change. So you just all or nothing in time right now for Bengaluru FC.
Yeah, I mean, at this particular moment, clearly with Chennaiyin FC, they're also feeling a little bit of butterflies. We haven't seen them a lot in situations like this, because clearly, ideally in terms of these co-op games, both these teams are finding that problem to generate that sync up between them and their partners, right? Where they could ideally go for a shot, they're sort of going for a through pass or maybe a tap in or something that is not helping their cause. But the ball again being taken away, and Hakimi being there to receive it all. It could be an all-out attack on Bengaluru FC right now with Messi racing in through that right wings. But Bellingham getting the pass away, the attack still on for Chennaiyin FC, and the more possession that they're going to hog on to, it's going to help their cause. But given away very cheekily, this might be unforgivable.
Yes, there we go. Neymar Jr. is there with, of course, the 5-star left foot opens up more shooting angles. Vieira has stepped into midfield now. It does look like they've taken Hullet off, so all the attacking options possible are on the pitch for Bengaluru FC. But again, a little too hesitant over there, turning away when they should be looking to pass forward. 2 minutes of the game left. This is nerve-wracking stuff right now. Hullet manages to hold on to it, can't get the pass away. Vinny Jr., will he run away with the ball? I think it might be done for Chennaiyin FC now. They just need to hold on to this ball for a minute or so, and I think they will manage that. And no, it does look like Hakimi will win that ball back. This is it. Last chance for Bengaluru FC. Can they make this happen? It's Messi, lobs it into Mbappe, and the chance is gone. And Chennaiyin FC, you can see the celebrations are huge result for them, and potentially a huge result that could just about see them into the top 4.
You know, by the whiskers is what I can say, that Chennaiyin FC have managed to get these 3 points, right? And Naveen and Saransh, they're going to be pleased, but something going on. Nothing. But yeah, I think valiantly Bengaluru FC will accept this defeat. And now, boy oh boy, Azim, is this the end of line for Bengaluru? Because they still have 4 more games to go. It's all on the line. It's an all-out war for that top 4 spot. I think it's gonna all come down to that 4th spot, because Chennaiyin FC with this win, they've secured a very good spot right now. You know, they're looking a little bit settled. Mumbai City FC, ideally, you would also expect them to win the remainder games that they have. And they have been in, I think right now the best team inside the eISL is clearly Mumbai City FC, with SC East Bengal finding a bit of lackluster form over there. But what a matchup this was, so end to end, right? There were multiple occasions where Bengaluru FC, they're going to be kicking themselves in the foot for letting go of chances. There were golden opportunities. They could have done way better. But, those were those nervy situations, and we really can't blame the players. They did all they could. It is a game of FIFA at the very end. The better team did prevail here. That's Chennaiyin FC for you guys.
Yeah, in the co-op, when the chance came, they took it, and that's really the difference. And in a game of such fine margins, you can see just how stressful that was. And you'll see at the end, the relief on both of those boys' faces. Oh my goodness, they were really made to work for that. And again, very, very close. And this is what we're going to see more of, I think, a little bit as we grind to the end of the league stages, where these tight 1-0s and 2-1s amongst the really very, very top teams are going to become commonplace. Of course, we'll have to contrast that a few of the absolutely mental games like we saw between Kerala Blasters FC and ATKMB, who don't have that much at stake. But yeah, great entertainment all around.
Yeah, I mean, either ways, this time in this particular matchup, it was all on the line, right? It is clearly the top 4, and Bengaluru FC in a slightly worse footing right now, currently inside the eISL. That would be clear once we have the leaderboards. But for now, the scorecard will come up very, very soon in front of you guys, officially confirming those 3 points granted to Chennaiyin FC. Wow, this had to be one of the most close games that we have ever casted in the eISL. And Naveen and Saransh, I mean, just when you need them to step up, they found that little bit of an opening and capitalized. But Saransh clearly not having a good day in the office, because ideally from his side you expect to see a lot of good goals, and he was really good today. I mean, no doubted that. But I think it was just that finish that was lacking sometimes. More often the crossbars coming in play, some bizarre saves being made by Vieira over there, a lot of other factors. But now let's take a look at who the hero of the match is going to be. I think should be Naveen, but no, it's Shagnik over here. So I mean, not one of those days where we see the other player winning it all, right? So the player from the losing team, but Shagnik, he played like a warrior and did beat Saranch in that individualistic game, which 3-0 was the scoreline. But like we have discussed, Azim, quite not the reflection of what really happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, he did get the 3 goals, and getting 3 goals against Saranch and keeping a clean sheet is a pretty good achievement on most days of the week. Scoring that lovely little chip goal as well, and then by the end of it, managing to see it out, showing that composure, smashing it. You can see Saranch moving that keeper as he did teach us in his FIFA Finesse series as well. And let's find out what the Terra Virtuous super moment of the match is. I get the feeling it might be a little bit of deja vu because yeah, it does look like it was Sagnik's second goal. That was the goal that really brought to the end one of the closely contested games that we've seen.
Oh.
Beautiful chip into the top corner, and Schmeichel there just crashing into the post, also whacking his teammate for good measure. And there you can see the relief from Varsi. Well, he apologized for the first goal, but this time you could see he thought he had been bailed out, but now I think after the loss, he'll still be casting his mind back, saying, you know what, if I'd got that draw, we would still have 1 point. But yeah, this is what we've been waiting for. The leaderboard. What happens post this game? We see now SC East Bengal and Chennaiyin FC sitting pretty, 36 and 34 points. I think it is safe to say that these two teams will probably make it out into the top 4, but look at that battle for third and fourth place. Mumbai City FC, 2 games in hand, sitting pretty. FC Goa again have a game in hand over Northeast United FC, and Bengaluru FC have work to do, but they will be playing Northeast United FC as well. FC Goa have to play Mumbai City and Northeast United as well. So all these teams sort of have to play each other in the coming weeks. So it's not a foregone conclusion just yet, and it could well be that Bengaluru FC can rise from the ashes and make that comeback.
You know, for doing that, they have to win all their games. But for now, let's take a look at the studio where we do have the man himself, Saranch, waiting for us. And Saranch, I mean, I'm pretty sure you must be frustrated with all those goals not really going your way, the chances that you've created. What was going wrong?
I felt Sagnik was too good today. Like I could play my game in the first half, but then slowly as he was still holding the 1-0 lead, I had to rush out, and then towards the end, like he got a couple of chances, and I mean he doesn't miss, right? For me, that wasn't there. I missed a lot of chances, but Sagnik, like he had that composure in the box, and you know, like on his day, I mean he's kind of unstoppable.
And in the co-op game, I mean, that was probably really one of the most intense co-op matches we've seen. You guys were under pressure for probably 70-80% of that game, where you got that one chance and made it stick. So how was that entire game for you?
I knew that we'll get one chance. You know, they were pressing really high up the pitch. You know, generally in co-op, teams don't do that. Generally, it's only us doing the pressing. But today they were pressing really high up the pitch. So we put CR7 centrally, and I knew that, you know, like we should get one shot in at least, that we weren't shooting. And hopefully that went, like luckily that went in. I mean, what a finish.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many chances created, to be honest. But despite that, of course, this particular win sort of kind of gives you a very good cushion for the race of the top 4, which was now really on the line. So, considering that, you know, you and SC East Bengal are the 2 potential candidates that have qualified, who do you think will be the remainder of the 2? Now, be honest, there's no diplomacy right now. We're going to end it.
I don't know. I have no idea. You know, whatever predictions I had towards the start of the tournament have gone wrong. So I don't have any predictions. I hope Bengaluru does make it. I mean, they're a fantastic team. I feel like they're the strongest team in this tournament, and you know they were fantastic today. On their day, they would have beaten us. But you know, it's FIFA, right? One day you win, one day you lose. So it is what it is. But to name 2 teams, I would feel maybe Mumbai and Bengaluru, or Mumbai and Goa.
Okay, all right. Shots fired. No Northeast United mentioned over there. Of course, you guys will be playing them at some point later on. So maybe some little revenge coming your way from Himad and Mufu.
That's why I didn't want to take any names, but okay.
But I think you've got to prove it against Imad, right? Last time he completely outplayed you. And I think with your matchup coming up, I think any message for Imad over here? Is he supposed to watch out for you? Any new techniques that you're going to show up against him?
No, I think I've been like
consistently average throughout this tournament, but generally it's like that's the case with me in previous tournaments as well. I start off really slow and I pick up the pace, but so far that hasn't happened, honestly. But hopefully by the time we play Northeast, I'm playing well, and I can get the win against them. But let's see. There's still like 3 games to go, and then hopefully semis and all go well for us too.
All right. Well, so clearly, even with Saran sandbagging, he's doing a very good job. So watch out for him in the playoffs as well. So congrats on the win, and we'll chat with you soon.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you, guys. See you.
I mean, petition to have Saransh, in the future representing the Indian FIFA esports board. One of the most diplomatic persons that we have seen, but finally, with a sweet smile on his face, he took his stand there. So appreciated from Saransh's side. But yeah, I think you did poke on the right parts, right? Against Northeast United FC, that's going to be one of the matches. Now, all might say that they're brothers, but once it comes down to the game, I think that's the kind of a rivalry that we would need. But hey, all of you guys, I know this was one of the matchups that you were all waiting for. Chennaiyin FC did manage to see it through. And now if you love Chennaiyin FC and their performance, what are you waiting for? You can definitely grab the V-Fleck Chennaiyin FC merch. But what we have in front of you is a Bengaluru FC one. There's also a yellow and a blue version of it. If you love the color blue with Chennaiyin FC, all you've got to do is head over to www.terravirtua.io/ISL, and it's worth $19.99, but if you sign up, it's absolutely for free. And I think that being said, Zeem, it was such a long day at the office. I mean, such mind-boggling games, to be honest, with how things started off and how things really ended. And I think it was one of the perfect days of FIFA that we had, and all the viewers even had to witness. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, finally, before heading off, a huge shout out to our sponsors, as the eISL is powered by Coca-Cola, our associate sponsors Hero, our esports partners Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners Terra Virtua for making this event happen. So it was a long day in the office, and I think Azim and I both deserved our duly rest, and so do the players. So we're going to be taking a night. We're going to be calling it a night. We're going to see you tomorrow. Till then, take care and have a good night.